history is littered with companies who didn't make the transition when shift happened in the market. Today, I'm joined by Terence Barter, our head of products, who will be joining me to discuss the opportunity that exists for companies, for partners, and customers in the market in the transition we're going through right now. Terence, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Very good, Andrew. Thank you for having me on this first edition segment.
We've had many conversations about the saddle maker, your favorite story.
Love that story.
And about 80 years ago, 90 years ago, there was a shift that happened in the market to the horse versus car industry. And the saddle maker was faced with the plight. And the plight was no more horses. Terence, tell me more about that story.
The version of it that I remember you telling me is more around that the saddle makers try to burn down the car factory, which I think you went a little bit too far to get an analogy across to me.
There,
yes.
yeah.
But I do love the story. You know, shift does happen. We are often left behind, and companies, you know, are kind of land up wading through mud was another one you gave me today.
Yes.
Wading through mud to try and get ahead. So yeah, shift happens, and we need to jump on it pretty quickly.
And AI is a shift, a big shift. And a lot of companies are contending with the idea of what to do. A lot of boards are contending with the idea of do something. How is that affecting? How do you see that playing out in the channel?
Yeah, AI definitely has, I think, historically Hollywood fear factor around it. You know, robots are going to take over. You know, it's going to replace us, and we're going to be left in a post-apocalyptic kind of world. So yeah, so AI definitely drives fear, but the truth is that it actually is opening up a lot more opportunities, a lot more business opportunities. We know that Microsoft invested about 1.3 billion in SMME AI development, which is quite exciting. And we're hearing that probably in the next 2 years that AI will be worth about $4.4 trillion in AI opportunity. So definitely a bigger opportunity than I think a fear opportunity.
Interesting conversation I had this week with an executive from an international company was there's an AI conversation in the boardroom for Wall Street, and there's an AI conversation on Main Street. And the reality is that Main Street and Wall Street don't necessarily match. Wall Street loves the AI conversation, but the reality is most partners and customers are contending with how do I make money from this? And I think that there's complex ways to do it and there's simple ways to do it. With the Windows 11 refresh coming along 14th October 2025, we are a couple of 100 days away from that event. What do you see as the opportunity for AI, AI PC, AI server, AI systems?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, the number one factor is security. We know that that's a big risk factor. We know that, you know, after that date, the cost will be about $60 per device to secure your device. There afterwards, you add an extra $60. So the cost of maintaining your security in these devices is going to become a factor. The other, with AI coming in, is the chipset opportunity. Very exciting. We know that obviously Microsoft have gone quite quickly with their Copilot side of it, but also it doesn't just end there. I mean, AI. I didn't think about it from Wall Street is obviously driving a number. The man on the street is obviously driving, and how do I apply it? How do we? You and I, we talk about how and what are we working on around driving AI in our own business, and how quickly do we get digital twins? How do we apply it? Where do we apply it?
Use cases,
yeah. We joke that it's kind of the old analogy. Actually, the analogy that I like at the moment is it's like electricity. If you don't pay for it, you don't get it. If you don't use it, you sit in the dark. So,
and if you don't have it, you don't know what to do with it.
Exactly, and you don't know how much more to utilize it. So you just think of your own house and how many devices are there using electricity, and whether you had it or not, and how much they draw. So I think it's AI is definitely the new electricity for our lives that we need to adapt to. But it's exciting. Like I said, there's a security opportunity. There's the new chipsets that are coming through from our different vendors. So the quicker we jump on this bandwagon, the quicker we get to apply this new technology quicker and learn from it.
Terence, thank you for that. I like the electricity analogy. So it's not about what are you going to do with AI. It's more get AI, get into the game for AI, plan to get into the game for AI, and then when you get into the game or you make the conscious decision to get into the game, then you can start thinking about what you're going to do with it. Yeah. It's not about having the AI, it's about what you're going to do with the AI. I like that. And Windows Pro devices, Windows 11 Pro devices, versus where people are right now in their current asset base, they've just bought, they've potentially on a buying cycle, or they are on a renewal cycle somewhere in the middle, a phased renewal. How do you see this playing out? Do you want everybody to run out now and go buy a new device?
That would be the great option, yeah. We do know that there are about 2.1 million devices that are currently in the market, in the South African market, that need to be replaced. We know that there's a big opportunity for a lot of those customers to quickly refresh. They have just over a year, as you stated, about 381 days, I think is the exact number.
Well done.
So there is an opportunity to refresh, but I think the idea is that the longer you take to make these decisions, the slower you are from an individual, from a corporate, from anything. So we would like everyone to refresh tomorrow. There is time, but I think is this technology is available now, and I think that's the exciting opportunity within our own vendors. It's not often everyone's thinking about this as a fear purchase, but I think it's a technology discussion. I think we've looked at cars now is how quickly do we move over to electric cars versus stay on petrol cars. The move's happening very, very quickly now, and I think this should be a similar type of approach.
Yeah, from our side, we've partnered with Intel and Microsoft to drive awareness about this refresh opportunity. I'll call it opportunity, but it's also a deadline, right? So there is an opportunity, but also at the same time, there's benefit from leveraging the opportunity. So on the one side, it is risk mitigation, security, etc. But on the other side, it's opening on the road to, or the path to opportunity of doing some things. I don't think everybody's going to get a Windows 11 Pro device. Is everybody going to get one soon? Should everyone have one?
I think everyone should have one, or your costs are definitely going to start to come up. The security is a big play. We know that security is becoming a bigger issue, and I think there's a lot of focus on it. I don't know the latest stats, but there's multiple web pages where you actually get how many ransomware attacks on a daily basis per country. So there's information available to us on the risks happening. I think people have also got to not ignore the ignorance around the risk of actual security and the increase that it is compounding quarter, month, etc.
So not everyone needs an AI-powered device. It's good to have one, and eventually everyone, but everyone needs a Windows 11 Pro device.
Agreed, yeah. The AI conversation comes into that it's not going to replace us, but it should and it will make us faster and smarter. And I think that's the key is, hey, if you're doing something today and you're struggling along with it, think of an electric bicycle. I love that, hey, if you don't like cycling, buy an e-bike, then at least it's helping you. This is a similar type of thing.
Have you got an e-bike, Terence?
No, I don't even have a bicycle.
Okay, thank you, Terence. Really enjoy that. Thank you for your insight. Looking forward to chatting to you again. And everyone, there is an opportunity out there. There are some risks, security, there's a deadline. But hey, stay tuned. We'll give you more information in the coming podcast. Thank you for your time.